All right.
Alright.
All right, Wooden. Welcome
Hey,
everybody
Philo.
to the 5 Digits European Cup 2026. You just witnessed a really spicy matchup. Poland made a miraculous, crazy upset against Germany. They beat a seed 3 team, and now we got another matchup, and we're hoping to see some cinema as well. And it's going to be Netherlands versus Team Finland. Seed 12 versus Seed 13. Insanely close difference between both of the teams, so we're expecting some intense stuff right here. And today, you've already heard the man. I'm joined by Wooden Pickaxe himself. Hello, and how are you doing?
Hello, everyone. This match is going to be fun, Philoxen. Only one seed difference. This will be a banger for sure. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that is true. Both of the teams, they lost their first matches. For Finland, they took a sweep against France, lost 5-0, was pretty unfortunate for them. Netherlands, on the other hand, they took 2 points against Germany, which is one hell of a fit for them. And now they are paired up against each other. They also have quite different skill sets, so you will see both of the countries having, at least in the first half of the matchup, having their own distinctive picks that I believe they will be able to take, but things might get spicier once we move to the second part of the match itself. But as of now, it seems to me that we have already started with the ban and pick phase.
That is true, and we can see their bans right now. Netherlands banning the DT1, Finland banning the HR1. Finland ban is the same like last match against France, but Netherlands is different here, Philoxen.
Yeah, last time Netherlands they banned HD1, and right now we are seeing that interesting DT1 ban, and that is quite literally because of Tim. They themselves usually pick those kind of control/Amy maps, but for some reason now they trying to, I would say, avoid that RNG coming from themselves. Maybe playing against Germany, some of those strategies with consistency maps did not work out as planned, so they're trying to reconsider, to revise some stuff. And for Finland, we are seeing that Hard Rock 1, it makes really reasonable sense, because Finland, their Hard Rock is not their strongest suit at the very least, because they got seed 20 on both HR1 and HR2 in qualifiers, and that is by far was those were the lowest seedings for that country on that not mod slot. So Hard Rock 1 out of the way, as well as being one of the hardest maps in the pool. We have seen that once again. It's one of the most popular picks amongst the top seeded teams. So good for them, especially considering Netherlands. They are really well rounded, if you ask me. Their lowest seeding on any map was seed 16, and everything else is basically higher, so they know what they're doing, and even if you have a really decent pick, you should watch out for them. But yeah, for now, with bans out of the way, we are only gonna see one ban from both of the teams. We shall now guess what is going to be the first pick. And I believe the first pick is going to be from Team Finland. We're already seeing it, and just taking a glance at the ref sheet, it looks to me like Hidden 2 Wooden.
Hidden 2 first pick from Finland. That is very interesting. I don't think we've seen Finland play. Okay, it was banned against France last week. Perhaps that's the reason why. Yeah, I think they're gonna use that weapon right now, especially when they haven't tested it on the battlefield at the last match. Just as well,
Yeah.
you put it now, right?
I mean, that is a terrifying pick if you think about it, because they got top 5 on AG2 in qualifiers, which was a way harder map than the one that we have in Swiss Stage Pool. Yeah, this is quite literally their strongest skill set. They have those gimmicks. They have insane players for those gimmicks as well. For example, you have Nicolix, you have Hukweli and Gigal. They're really good on those gimmick maps. And to top it off, you have White Cat My Mummy, which is the captain and also the Perma Lobby, being one of the core players for the Finnish roster. All 4 of them, they are great on those gimmicky maps, and I would be scared if I was Team Netherlands. I mean, for sure, Team Netherlands also have some players to send for that hidden two. For example, Debrimon is a really strong hidden specialist, and as well as being good at control maps like Nomad 3 and Nomad 4. And for example, Heavy Metal for Life, of course, you know that guy, very experienced, very strong, won a bunch of tourneys, getting those podium places, and of course, being really famous amongst the tourney players. So, they have firepower, but just on paper, this hidden 2 looks very much looks like a very smart pick from Team Finland.
Right. We shall see how this hidden 2 will fare. I think Netherlands did play this hidden 2 last match against Sweden. I think they lost that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, seems to me like it.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, no, Netherlands, they in fact banned HD1 last time, so it would be very reasonable from the other country to pick HD2 into them. So that anyway, just based off that ban from Team Netherlands in the last matchup, you can tell that hidden something that they probably do not prefer that much, especially when it comes to HD2. But still, they did not ban it for some reason, so maybe they have some hidden stuff that we're not aware of. And
is this a pun?
Is this the plan that we do not even get to see what's happening on the stream? Oh no.
Oh no. Okay, so Finland won. Finland won the HD2. I mean, it is very predictable. I don't know how to say it. I mean, like, yeah, they win their own pick. Good for them. We move on. Netherlands pick now.
Yeah. Just a quick glance at the MP link. It was 200k score difference. Finland getting 2.5 million, Netherlands getting 2.3 million, and Casemiro actually being the one carrying the team, getting 800k on the map. Very respectable performance. As well as White Cat, Giggle, and Hukeli. Those other 3 put up great efforts. And with that, they're starting off the matchup really strong. Apologies, we did not manage to see that on the stream, but I believe things will change once we get to this DT3, El Mismo Sol.
There we go. We finally see the players in the lobbies right now. DT3 first pick by Netherlands. I think the same first pick as last match when they faced against Sweden last week.
Yep.
I'm looking at them, feeling. They got a very, very good score indeed, Philipson. They got 3.2 million. That is a threshold that Finland needs to beat at this match. But we shall see how it goes.
For sure. I mean, as mentioned, they're really good on their control staff. They picked DT3, they picked Nomad 4, and also I will not be surprised if we get to see some tapping maps like Nomad 5, DT2, Nomad 2. They picked all of those in the previous matchup, so for Netherlands, their skill sets are pretty much distinct, and they are deciding to start it off with a DT3. It seems like a very smart reply. And yeah, they have a really experienced lineup for that. You have Semifly, a tourney veteran for the Dutch side, playing 5WC multiple times. Of course, Heavy Metal is there. Then you have Desmond, who is actually one of the stronger tapping players on the Dutch roster, as well as being pretty good at control. And of course, Unveiled Golem, it's the guy who got 3rd place in 5WC 2023 and now coming back all the way from there. And with that, our alt map is starting. It's around 160 BPM snap alt on this DT3, being one of the more popular maps so far. And with that, let's see if Netherlands will be able to counter the point that they lost against Finland.
We are starting at this DT3 right now. Heavy Metal is gonna be breaking at early start, but accuracy is saving it, so Netherlands will enjoy a 50k advantage here. Well, we're going into this slightly snappy patterns. 2 players have dropped from Netherlands and built Golem and Heavy Metal. Meanwhile, Finland, they thrive in this pick. All 4 players are still FCing. And now they're gonna start to bring the score back to them. Desmond is gonna be missing. Netherlands, somehow this pick turns into disaster. Vaisky gonna breaking from Finland, but 3 players are still holding strong. Never mind, made it 2. Still advantage towards them. But disastrous for Netherlands. They need those 2 last FCs from Finland to break if they wish to win this point. Back into
No.
this tactical session. Oh, CV fly breaking. That's done, Philoxen. All
No,
the
yes,
combos are
oh
from
my
Finland.
See me fly, the last line of defense has just fallen down, and now Finland. You see Casimir, see Baikas, my mommy, they are not held back by anyone. It's their time to shine, and the score right now is skyrocketing. And it seems to me that Netherlands, they tried to build their sandcastles, but they were not ready for the tide, for the complete counter from Team Finland. And now it is a 300k score difference, and only the last quarter left.
Oh, Netherlands. It was 3.2 million when they played against Sweden last week. But how the tides have turned as Finland, they're gonna find one player still doing the full combo. The score does shift, but there is no enough time here. What an upset from the Finnish team. White Cat, my mommy, delivering the full combo alongside with Casimir with the 900k.
Yeah, that is another performance from Netherlands, unfortunately, but that is gonna give Finland a really strong footing in their matchup. 2-0, and you just love to see that for them, especially considering their next pick is going to be probably just based off what they just did. Could be some other alt map like Nomo 3, or it could be another gimmick map like, you know, they wanted AG2 that we unfortunately did not see. It could be Freemo 2. So after those 2 maps, they have a bunch of options to go with. So I'm really excited to see the dynamic. What do you think they will pick though?
I think a lot of things are open here. I think Nomo 3 is a good shout. Fremont 2 is kind of... I don't know about Fremont 2 because looking at how last time when they played, there are a lot of mods going on. But I'm pretty sure Finland can bring HD2 to the table. But really, it depends on how Finland wants to play this match. Are they going to play it safe or are they going to bring something new? And I think they're going to play it safe here. Number 3 being picked by Finland.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we saw that Nomad 3 pick last week. It was against France. They lost it, but once again, it was France. France pretty much cracked the game in this entire tournament. So they're just trying to opt Nomad 3. Once again, it's your 127 BPM snap alt map. A bit lower BPM than DT3, but still the primal skill set is the same here. And we are of course seeing Whitehead, my mommy, the glorious captain of Team Finland. Casimir been popping off on those previous 2 maps, and we're seeing Vaisky once again being one of the core rosters for Team Finland. And you also have Hank, which is quite fascinating because Hank is usually your hard rock double time or mechanics player. It's quite refreshing seeing him on that alt map. So we'll see how this goes, and with that, Netherlands are gonna be trying to top that insane lineup by their own players.
Yeah, so you haven't seen Netherlands at this number 3 last week. I don't think neither of the teams touch it. Meanwhile, Finland, when I see their MP against France, even though they lose it, it was a very, very scary score from Finland, as you can see. With Hank and White Cat, my mommy, I think they did FC that. So yeah, this will be quite scary. If they can replicate the same scores as last week, Finland might have just locked this number 3 already. But we never know. Last time that DT3 was very, very Netherlands-sided, but Finland did the impossible. Maybe the same thing can happen here. But switching sides, Philoxen.
Switching sides indeed. So, you know, if Netherlands won a breakpoint, I think this one is the best map to go with if you want to start that, if you want to prevent that complete gap that you have currently against Finland, which is 2-0. And for that, all eyes should be on Heavy Metal for Life, and basically pretty much everybody on the Dutch side. They're all really experienced and great when it comes to that skill set. So with that, the battle begins, and so far nothing happens, just the first 100 combo, still early days, and the accuracy is pretty much the same, with Vaisky just losing their SS.
Sadly, no SS for Vaisky, but the first 10 seconds goes very well for both of the teams. Nobody picking up any weird misses at the beginning. So we're just gonna see until the KI here. I think that's the most important part where people is gonna miss, especially towards that. This is 120 BPM, so more towards the aim, isn't it, Philo?
I mean, you could potentially single tap that, so it's one of the easier maps, in fact, one of the most popular ones, but so far, all of these players are nailing it. Now Casemiro, though, dropping that first blood, heavy metal for life trading, that is not the person you want to see breaking. That is your carry right here, but still, it's 3 versus 3, and so far, Netherlands built up that 50k score advantage, and we are entering the slow section, which is only actually not gonna move things that much.
True, heavy metal does miss again. That's gonna help Finland by a bit, but oh, CV fly breaking. That's the highest accuracy coming in from Netherlands, and Finland will start slowly by slowly pulling that score lead. But Vainski's gonna break. It's back to 2v2. It's very weird here, Philoxen. I don't know where the scores wanna go. The lead is towards Netherlands because of the accuracies, but Golem gonna break. 2 FCs from Finland is still intact. And there we go, the score has flipped.
This is super intense, like you could hear the silence between the notes right now. Wouldn't Simify finding that another break, that's only gonna help Finland. Vaisky finding a break, but it doesn't matter, that's not the person you need to break. You see Hank, you see Vaisky at Miami, that dynamic duo of Team Finland, and they know what needs to be done. Desmond being the last bastion for Team Netherlands, but does he have what it takes to bring it back? He needs to see at least one break, preferably both breaks from White Cat and Hank, but it's just not happening.
It's true, this is the 2 same players that FC'd last week in Alma 3 against France. Desmond needs to hold, but holding is not enough. They need these 2 FCs to break. Vaisky is not the one. Kazimir also going to help with the supporting combo. I think it is locked right here, Philoxen. This is beyond savable for Netherlands. And wow, Finland 3-0 already. Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, no, those combos just kept snowballing downhill, and at some point there was no stopping that avalanche. That is insane damage that Finland just applied to Netherlands. 3-0, that is a very strong start for them. For Netherlands, though, it might be a pretty big, moral loss, pretty big mental boom, but if you want to get out alive of that Swiss stage, you need 3 wins. You've already lost 1 match, so you do not really have that many opportunities. You're a C12 team, you know that on paper you should be winning this, and you need to play beyond your limits to get out of the Swiss stage, because you only have 8 teams that will advance to bracket stage after that. So Netherlands, they have a really experienced roster. They now have another choice to pick, and it better be some smart decision from them. HR2 seems like they're locking that in.
There we go, that's already... I think that's their emergency button right there, Philoxen. If they don't pick that HR2, I don't know, that might be a very, very gameable thing to do. But I think the HR2 is a very, very safe spot for the Netherlands. They know what the Finnish team weaknesses are. I think they're gonna go out from control here, Philoxen, I do think.
Yeah, I totally agree, and it's the most logical decision to me. Finland, we've established that Hard Rock's not something they would pick for sure. They got a pretty low seeding on that Hard Rock 2 in qualifiers, so from Netherlands makes complete sense. And you are already seeing Unveiled Golem, one of the Hard Rock carries for Team Netherlands. That is very intimidating to see him. And also you have Nick, who usually plays those tapping maps, but also being more than capable of feeling for that precision aspect of any map in the pool. But yeah, overall the map itself is quite generic in terms of precision. It's exactly what you would imagine when somebody told you, yeah, that's your CS 6.5 precision map. It's a Russian song as well, so pretty banger. But yeah, otherwise, some pure precision test that would be great for Netherlands to try and start off their comeback.
If they want a comeback, they have to start here. I'm pretty sure they are. I think they look at the last empty link Philoxen, I'm pretty sure. The threshold is 1.7 million. Yeah, probably, right? So last time they got 1.7 million.
Yeah, I mean, overall, that Hurdle 2 is not that much of a popular pick amongst the teams. So yeah, it's really easy to see if someone played it or not. Yeah, for Netherlands, so far, brilliant move. They just need to execute it properly and they will have 1 point. Because, what so far, it's like, of course, it is 3-0, but it's just one break point that they lost. Like, if they did not, it would have been 2-1. If they win this one, it's gonna be 2-2. But no, it's just one break point, and you truly understand the the value of each map when it comes to those best of 9 matches. So you really need to try and hold on to at least this pick, and then try to think of something when you win it.
I do agree, but the illusion of 3-0 is very big. It might throw you off mentally, but in my opinion, this HR2, if you can play it correctly, I think Team Netherlands has a really good chance here. As I can see, Semifly does break at the beginning, but the advantage soars heavily towards Netherlands just because of the accuracies.
I mean, yeah, the accuracy right now speaks volumes. And it is on the side of Team Netherlands, though the first KI is yet here to start, and this is where the actual showcase of the map will begin. This is where it starts showing its true colors, and Casimir is going to be the first one to fall. Netherlands with this advantage is going to be increasing the score, but not with a break from Desmert.
Hanky does break as well, so that is an straight right there, however, Philoxen. Oh, that's not equal trade. It's Vaisky against Semifly and FC against a combo.
Yeah, and that is the battle of experience versus experience versus carry. You have Vaisky, a really promising player, while Semifly has been there. He has been in situations like that. The pressure is on him, but he is ready for it. That 20 combo advantage that Vaisky has doesn't really matter. It's just the accuracy. And the difference is still the same. It's not going anywhere. They both need to hold on. They need to be the knights in shining armor for their teammates. And that last KI is going to truly divide either of these teams.
That is very true, but the advantage is going towards Finland. There's a Kavani combo from Kazi, but Semifly is gonna be breaking, and that is disastrous from Team Netherlands. Finland find to take the advantage towards their side.
That is just tragic for Team Netherlands. Once again, they are picking. They try to charge the ultimate attack, but once again the full counter arrived. The spell that they casted turned on against their master. And right now Finland is crossing the finish line with fire on its heels. White Academy finding the break, Casimir finding the break, but it doesn't matter, Wooden. They all had massive combos by the end of the map, exactly what they needed.
That is exactly what they needed. Gora missing, that's the last hope gone, and the last slider will seal the fate of this HR2. Finland upgraded from last week's match, 1.7 to 2.1 million. Vaisky, last time Vaisky had the lowest score. Now Vaisky has the highest score with 662k. That is detrimental for them to getting this breakpoint.
Phenomenal performance, and yeah, that is a perfect case scenario for Finland right here, the best case. For the 0, Netherlands being one step away from getting to the O2 bracket, the Swiss bracket group, and yeah. It's not even like they're doing bad. It's just slight underperformance because we saw what happened on the DT3. They started actually bringing it back by the end, but it was not enough time. And same thing over here. After all of those Finnish players they broke, they actually started bringing it back. So if like 20 more seconds, they actually would have gotten a point. So that happened 2 times in a row on their own picks, and that is not gonna leave the greatest taste on their tongue. And the worst thing is that you now cannot pick anything. Finland, they have a full carte blanche right here. And they're going for number 5.
Number 5 pick here from Finland. Very brave indeed. Because they don't pick number 5 last week. It is a Netherlands map. They are betting on what did Netherlands do last week. And make it an argument for why they picked this number 5.
Yeah, Caribbean Cannon. I mean, yeah, Netherlands did lose, those tapping maps in their previous matchup, but still they have a couple of players you can send for the map really confidently, like Semifly being one of the stronger tapping players for the dark side. So, on paper, it seems reasonable from Team Finland, and it's even gonna be better for them if Netherlands are not feeling really well right now. But I would say number 5, one of the more accessible maps in the pool, if you can tap, of course, because it's literally heaven for some tapping player who cannot aim, because the aim aspect in this map is like it's almost 0 to none. So yeah, and not only that, but the spacing in those bursts, it's also it's just non-existent, really close non-existent. So you can just cheat this map potentially, and if you can, that is going to be really good for Team Netherlands. And we are seeing the first appearance of Synchro Star, actually. That is a player who has been a tourney beast in the past, a couple of years ago, now coming back here to fill for that Nomad 5. Desmond Semifly and Heavy Metal for Life, of course, being there as the core players. All eyes should be on Desmond, as Desmond is one of the stronger tapping players, as well as Semifly. So their teammates are currently relying on them, and they need that point very desperately, because it's quite literally do or die, wouldn't it?
Yes, this is at the end of the line for Netherlands here. Finland, at their judgment, they can bring them to that 0-2 Swiss stage. But we shall see here. This Nomad 5. Last time Netherlands did great on this, so we shall see.
Indeed, we shall. And if it turns out to be as I don't even know what to say, wouldn't, because that is the matchup we expect it to be like the most intense one. And right now they're being one step away. Netherlands being one step away from getting eliminated. But no, White Cat and Miami finding a break. Actually, that is gonna turn the tables by a bit. They see that break. They know they're still 4-way FCing, but there is still a storm that they need to go through, because usually all those misses, they will happen on those second and third PIs, from what we have seen from the past experience of other teams.
Yes, that is very true. The journey isn't ended yet. Finland, those FCs are scary accuracy-wise, but that 4-way FC from Netherlands, keeping their team intact here and giving them hope towards this number 5. As we almost hit the... Oh, no, like that my mommy is gonna be misaiming. And that's still... I don't think that's like changing the scoreline too much. Unless we see some big breaks happening, but yeah, this is still going towards Netherlands side.
It is, and so far everybody is completely slicing this map. They're carving it open. White Cat Miami just finding those unfortunate breaks, and currently this is being the only difference maker. And honestly, this is one of the strongest team performances so far that we have seen on this Nomad 5. I believe only Russia came close to this one, like 3-way FC or 4-way FC, but so far no one else. So Netherlands are on the run right now. 250k score difference, and only last quarter of the map left. Do they have it?
It seems that they have it, but still, it's still part of map left. 2 FCs are still open from Finland. 1,000 combo from Hank. It's not the end of the world yet, but Netherlands might have done the job here. Back against the wall, maybe they have. The Call of Duty works, Semifly gonna be breaking, but 3 FCs are still going for Netherlands here.
Well, no, okay. But one by one they are going down, wooden. But I don't think there's simply enough time for that. The damage has been done. Desmond Heavy Metal Flight executed this map. This is exactly what you need to see from a C12 team now, finding that, core, finding that finding that stable ground for at least some time in this matchup, winning that Nomad 5. Maybe this is the way for their next pick if they manage to survive the reply from Finland.
They have survived indeed this Nomad 5. Back against the wall. I think the adrenaline makes it so they can did what they did today, which is crazy. That's an insane improvement. But it's their pick now. And I really don't know what they are going to pick. What do you think? Okay, never mind. I think they know.
I think they know.
I think they know.
Ooh.
I mean, they win the Nomad 5. They win the Nomad 5. I mean, that is true.
Hold on.
They win the Nomad 5.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, they got that break point. Now they are on the run. They pull themselves together. If they get that DT2, it will later open, it will later expand the horizon into picking that Nomad 2, for example. So I see the way in which it could go to tiebreaker. But so far it's just 1 point. But some say 1 point is all it takes, wouldn't it?
That is so true. I mean, like if they want to start a comeback, I think they already have started it. They just need to finish it until the end. But yeah, they just need to win 1 point at a time, until going into the tiebreaker.
Yeah, but I'm honestly hoping that DT2 is not gonna play an evil joke with them, because this DT2, the tendency of this map on itself is that it is 1 minute and 20 seconds. Of course, it has a bunch of tapping, as it is your DT2 map, 210 BPM, mostly stamina, but still, we saw, I don't even remember how many breakpoints in last week's matchups and this week's matchups. So, Netherlands, yeah, they didn't have any other choice. That is kind of the last resort for them. And unfortunately, this map is really RNG for them, man, for both of the teams, for pretty much every single team in the tournament. But they have to get the job done if they do not want to get knocked down to the O2 group.
Yes, Netherlands has a very, very big job here, but I think they will have a way to make it happen. But the map being so short, this is basically like a casino, Philox, in my opinion.
Yeah, man, for sure. I mean, we will not even have enough time to commentate this. But yeah, with that, after that slider, we are seeing the first happen section starting. And we just need to wait and see who's gonna be the first one to fall.
Yeah, this is the perfection map, but Golem is gonna be breaking very, very early lead here for Finland, and being a TV size length of a map, this helps Netherlands by so much. That helps Netherlands by so much. 200k score difference. Not even half of the map left, but still,
Yeah, no.
anything can happen.
That OD10 is hitting all of these players hard. Simfly and Ain't No Way trading, but it just doesn't matter. Look at that difference. It's 500,000, and there is the break. There's only one tap in section left, Wooden. If we see a break from Vaisky and Casimir, it's gonna be doable for Netherlands, but it's just not happening. There is nothing you can break on at this moment.
That is true. Vaisky and Casimir really locked in. Desmond is gonna be missing. That's gonna be it. The last point here is gonna be won by Finland 5-1 at the DT2. What should I say an upset? But that's unbelievable what Finland did today at this match. It's generational in my opinion. What do you think?
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, C12 versus C13, the matchup we expected to be the closest one, to go to tiebreaker. And now Finland doing that crazy upset 5-1. You know, Netherlands, they found that breach in the defense on that Nomad 5, but as soon as they tried to go into that DT2, that breach was completely sealed by Finland, and they just did not allow them to have any more points on anything. And with that, Netherlands is going to be dropping, and Finland is going to be advancing to the 1-1 group. And I am really excited to see how it goes for them. You know, in predictions, we were kind of like, yeah, so Finland, they're probably gonna be either like seed 16, seed 17, maybe they will not even qualify. But yeah, right now, those new players are actually going off. They beat one of the more experienced rosters in this entire tournament because, you know, when it comes to the Netherlands, they have had a similar roster in 5EC 2025 and 5WC 2025, and they brought most of those players from there to perform over here. And still, you have Finland with all those newbies like Whitecat My Mommy. You have Gigal67, who used to be a former 6-digit tournament player. Like, it's just crazy how they are managing to pull off such performances from each other. But yeah, Wooden, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah. Congratulations to Finland and nice try to Netherlands. I think very nice try to Netherlands. It's just that a lot of things that can go wrong for Netherlands goes wrong for. It's not the end of the world yet. They are still having a chance to go on into the bracket stage. They just need to win 3 more matches. Easier said than done, but if they have the courage, I think they can win. They can do exactly that. And Finland also 2 matches away from being safe here. Good luck to both teams, and we'll see you with the next match, which is 17 UTC, Ukraine versus Belgium and Luxembourg. Philoxen, go ahead.
Yeah, that is right. We will be covering it in 20 minutes on the main channel as well. So make sure to follow it to get all the notifications. But with that, Wooden, I think our job here is done. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Today, this match was covered by me, Philoxen. I was joined by the lovely Wooden Pickaxe. I was there commentating with you. Layla was the streamer for the matchup.
Thank you, Layla.
Yeah, thank you, Layla. And Yuma was the referee. So, you know the people, you know, much appreciation for all of them. And with that is going to be your 5C staff team signing off. Bye bye, everybody, and have a nice day.